every single lie that you have been sold about manifestation. Woof! This video is going to be a juicy one. It's going to be a sorry, pardon me. This video is going to be a juicy one. It's going to be a spicy one. You understand? Anyway, the first lie is that manifestation is having or getting what you want. It's not really the case, is it? Manifestation is actually having or getting whatever you are in alignment with, whatever you are. Because wanting something only perpetuates the reality of not having it, because wanting something implies lack of something. Wanting something gives that something importance, and importance creates an energy between you and whatever it is that you want. So yeah, you can't really have whatever it is you want if you want it, because by the time you have it, you need to get to a point or to a state of mind where you have it that is in alignment with having it. Now, the next lie, for reference, and I guess transparency, I do have a notebook on the right side of me which does have all of these lies that I've, I guess, managed to think of listed, because I'll be honest, there are so many that it would be a little bit difficult for me to remember them all off by heart. Now, the next lie is that manifestation takes time. Manifestation doesn't take time. Manifestation is an instant process. It is internal alignment with whatever it is you desire. That is all that manifestation is. The moment you begin to put a time span on manifestation, it only implies what's the previous point implied. It only implies the lack of having something. It only implies not being in that experience, not experiencing that reality, not experiencing that life. Because when you put a time span on something saying, oh, I'm going to get it soon, I'm going to get it in this month or in that year, when you put a time span on something, your subconscious mind does not understand the concept of the past or the future. It only understands the present. So every single time you tell yourself you're going to get something and you're going to get it within that time span, your subconscious mind is just reading the information as you don't have it. And because you're continuously looking for that time span, or continuously looking to get it, or continuously focusing on putting your attention on the fact that you don't have it, it only perpetuates the reality of you not having it even more. Next, manifestation is not in alignment with Abrahamic religion. These two verses alone literally conceptualize what manifestation is as a whole, and basically how to manifest in, I guess, a sort of vague way without going into the specifics. In Christianity, in the Bible, which is Christianity's holy book, Mark chapter 11 verse 27 or 24, I'm not entirely sure, it might be 24, but regardless, it's going to be up here on top of my head, so you're going to know which verse it is. Okay. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and you shall have it. That is entirely what manifestation is. Believing that you have received something, convincing your subconscious mind that you have something, and then therefore having it. Within Islam, in the Quran, which is their holy book, in the Quran, it says, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a man unless man changes what is within himself. those two verses alone literally have broken that illusion that manifestation is not in alignment with the Abrahamic religions. Now, the next lie. The idea that you cannot manifest without being high vibrational all of the time. This is bullshit, because manifestation is as simple as utilizing the natural laws of the universe that we live in, the universe that God created that we live in, to then perpetuate the desired realities that we want to live in. And among those laws, right, there are 7 different laws. Among those laws, you have the law of polarity and the law of rhythm. The law of polarity is the truth that everything has its 2 opposing sides. Everything has 2 poles, the North Pole, the South Pole. Everything has its 2 opposing sides. Dull, sharp, noise, quiet, joy, sadness, frustration, relaxation, self-confidence, lack of self-confidence, love, hate. Everything has its corresponding opposite. Every yin has its yang. I love those 2 words, yin and yang. They just roll off the tongue nicely. And the law of rhythm states the truth that within these 2 opposing sides, there is always a pendulum swing from one side to the other, and then another swing from one side to the other, meaning that no state is forever eternal. Everything is always moving. So therefore, you're never going to be happy all the time. You're never going to feel in alignment with love all the time. You're never going to feel in alignment with hate all the time. You're never going to be sad all the time. You're never going to feel abundant all the time. You're never going to feel scarcity all the time. There is always a pendulum swing from one side to the other. So therefore, you cannot be high vibrational all the fucking time, because the pendulum will always swing. Now, this is to say that you can't avoid the swing, but what you can do is stay at one pole for as long as possible and leave one pole as efficient and quickly as possible so you can get to the other pole again. As fast as you can fall is also as fast as you can rise. As fast as you can rise is also as fast as you can fall. That is a bar. Write that down. Now, next, I think it's time for me to look at my notebook now, because I'm not... Okay, you know what? Let's see if I can remember it. I'm going to give myself like 5-10 seconds to remember it. Or just a bit of time. Cool. This one, I don't even think it's in the notebook, but it is also another lie that has been perpetuated throughout the manifestation space. You need to be a monk or some sort of spiritual shaman. Okay, you don't need to be that, all right? You don't have to have those bowls that you ring and the vibrations cause the sound. You don't have to eat acai bowls. I don't know if that's how you say it. Acai, I'm not sure how you say it. You don't have to eat those bowls. You don't have to drink matcha. You don't have to be a vegetarian. Because at the end of the day, all of these things are focuses on the physical, right? And anyone who really knows their shit within the manifestation space understands that the realms of cause are the spiritual and the mental. The physical has no, it's not a fucking realm of, it's not a causal realm, okay? Only the spiritual and mental planes are causal realms. Now, next, I think it is time to look at my notebook now. Manifestation requires no physical work. See, that's perfect. It's a nice flow with the previous one that I mentioned. Because after hearing the previous one that I mentioned, you might think that manifestation requires no physical work. But the truth is, manifestation requires unification across all three planes: the mental plane, the spiritual plane, and the physical plane. It requires unification across all of those three planes. Without the physical work, shit ain't happening. Nothing is happening. Because you need unification across all three planes in correspondence with the desired reality for that desired reality to manifest. A lot of people use the previous lie that I mentioned to try and say, or to try and, I guess, conceptualize some sort of spiritual escapism from reality and say that physical work isn't needed to get anywhere. The truth is, it is. Because it works like this. Your frequency creates or affects your intuition. Your intuition, the word intuition stands from the two words inner and guidance. Your intuition then creates compelling thoughts which compel you to take actions which then affect reality. So now tell me how you're gonna fucking affect reality just by fucking visualizing on your bed every single day and doing fucking nothing towards the manifestation. Tell me how you're gonna get that manifestation in place, in reality, while ignoring the inspired action that you get from your compelling thoughts, which your compelling thoughts gets from your intuition, which your intuition gets from your frequency. Go and tell me, I'm interested. I'm quite intrigued, really. Quite intrigued. Anyway, moving on. Science does not corroborate manifestation. This is a lie. It is a lie. Because within the realm of quantum physics, which is a science, within the realm of quantum physics, you have the observer effect. And the observer effect is the discovery that the observer's expectations of the results of an experiment or of phenomena will impact the result of said phenomena or experiment. And what is that in alignment with? That is in alignment with your perception and your attention. The perception you have of the reality around you dictates the type of reality that you live in. What you place your attention towards is in alignment with your perception. And then again, within the realm of quantum physics, you also have the truth of quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is the idea that every single thing has a vibratory signature. I did say that firstly the correct time. Sorry, I did say that firstly the correct time. I did say that correctly the first time. Every single thing has its vibratory signature. And whatever has the same vibratory signature is attracted to that. Okay, that's a terrible way to word it. Whatever has a similar vibratory signature attracts itself. It attracts things on the same vibratory signature. And then you have the idea of the quantum field. The quantum field is the idea that there are, I guess, a multitude of different realities, and you can select or take whichever reality suits you. And there is an infinite amount of possibilities and realities, and you can select whichever one you want. That is the idea of the quantum field. I guess another realm within science, I think it's the brain, the reticular activity. I I sometimes struggle to say it. The reticular activating system. The reticular activating system is simply the idea that whatever, sorry, I think the hair got stuck in my mouth for a second. Whatever you place your attention towards, you literally begin to see it more within your reality. Think about it this way. Whenever you play that game, Yellow Car No Returns. That game where if you saw a yellow car, this is for the people who never played it. I doubt there's that many. But if you saw a yellow car, right, you'd be able to give your friend, I don't know, a bang on the arm if you were insane and crazy and a madman, a bang in the face, etc. Right? And think about it. When you play that game, weren't yellow cars spawning a lot more than fucking usual? Like, they were fucking everywhere because they were way more common because you were trying to see them all the fucking time. Your attention was placed towards yellow cars all the fucking time. Now, the next lie. Why one manifests. A lot of people think that they manifest because they want to experience whatever material object it is that they want, right? They want to experience having it. They want to experience having the car. They want to experience having the money. They want to experience having the goals. They want to experience having the guy or the one partner. They want to experience, let me think, what's one more? Getting that job promotion, right? You think what you want is the physical, right? But what you truly want is the frequency. What you want is the internal state. What you want is the emotional state. You don't give a fuck about the piece of paper, man. You don't give a fuck about the metal, right? The car. You don't give a fuck about the metal car. What you really care about is the emotions that the vehicle or that the money, that the paper can bring you. The internal state, the frequency that it can bring you. That is the only reason you strive for anything, because of the fact that gaining it or experiencing having it can bring that sense of wholeness back to you, right? That is the only reason you strive for these things. And that is a key in realizing what manifestation truly is, which I'm not gonna say yet, because I like to tease you guys a little bit, tickle the balls and stuff. Pause. Or is there a pause? Anyway, on to the next one. You have to find out the best technique, or there is one objective technique that is amazing, that is the best. If it's not working, the technique is the issue. See, that is correct, but it's also wrong. Because the truth is, the technique doesn't do shit for you. The only thing that matters is your conviction in the technique. Because the truth is, you are the secret. You are the key. What gives all of this knowledge and information its power is your conviction in it. It's not anything else. The affirmations, the visualization, the scripting, the mood boards, that shit doesn't work by itself without your conviction on top of it. Without your conviction that this knowledge is real and that this knowledge is going to work and that the technique is going to work. It isn't going to do shit without that. Without you. Now, I'm going to check, because I think that might be all of them. I'm going to check the book, again, the notebook, and see if that's every single thing. And then I think I've said this one already, but I'm not entirely sure. Manifestation is getting what you want. That is bullshit. The only truth about manifestation is internal alignment. Well, I was about to fucking leak what manifestation really is, which is the final lie that you've been told. Anyways, manifestation is not getting what you want. Manifestation is only experiencing what you are. Ooh, with that, I'm gonna add another lie, because I don't need this notebook anymore. I'm done with that. With that, I'm going to add another lie, which is, I don't know how, but I think I've just forgotten it. It's not even in the notebook, so I can't even. Oh shit! Wait. Hey, you've been given enough lies already, innit? So it doesn't even matter. And if it's gone already, it'll probably even come back to me by the time I explain this final lie. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Anyway, the last and final lie is that manifestation is changing your reality. Manifestation is not changing your reality. It has nothing to do with changing your reality. Manifestation really is just about, oh, I told you guys, I told you to come back to me. And yeah, I am edging you a bit because I am now going to say that lie instead of saying the amazing lie that I love so much, the one that I guess was groundbreaking to me. Sorry guys, part of the game. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get some. Anyway, the lie that the manifestation is something that you turn on and off. Sorry, but that isn't true. Manifestation is something that you are always doing. It's something that you have been doing since you were born. Manifestation is an automatic process. Your subconscious mind, your frequency is always outputting information which then gets expressed physically. You are the reason why you live the life that you live today. Now, this isn't to say to blame yourself or to hate yourself, right? Because the only reason you acknowledge this is to understand that you have created this, right? And to realize that creating this gives you the responsibility, right? And that responsibility is a good thing because that responsibility gives you the ability to decreate what you have already created and create something new which is preferred. Boom. There you go. But a beat back, wow. Super hot fire. That's a bar. Write that shit down. Anyway. Yeah, man. And then, see, I am going to edge you guys one more time. One more time. And add another lie. There's so many, aren't there? Anyway, fucking hell. Gonna be here for God knows how long. Anyways, the next lie is that you have to, I guess, create this nonsensical idea that you are God to manifest. Sorry, buddy, but that quite sure definitely isn't the case. Because the truth is, you can manifest because you are a child of God, right? And because the creator has creative tendencies, you already know the son always gets the traits of the father, the daughter always gets the traits of the mother. So if the creator has these tendencies, surely his children also have the same creative tendencies, but just on a smaller scale, just not on an infinite scale, but rather a finite scale. And surely his children have a connection to the infinite. Oh. Hey, now, without going off on too much of a tangent there, let us get back to the big, juicy lie. I even said the first part of it, but I just didn't say the second part. The idea that manifestation is changing your reality. Manifestation is not changing your reality. Manifestation is just internal alignment with your desired reality to the point where you don't even care for the external anymore. That's a bar. Write that shit down. If you haven't been writing notes, what the fuck are you watching this video for? Go back, write some notes, or write notes from what you remember and then watch it again. If you're serious, you'll watch it again. Not now, later, not now. Anyways, manifestation is simply just internal alignment with your desired reality to the point where you don't care for the external anymore. You don't care for the physical anymore. You don't need to see it externally to feel as if you already have it. You are no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing it externally to feel that you have it. Because you have done enough internal work to be convinced, to be in conviction. Sorry, not to be in conviction, but to have conviction in the idea, in the truth that you already have it. And that you believe, and when I say believe, I mean believe, not just believe in the common consensus of belief, because the common consensus of belief is something that you trust in, and something that you trust in leaves room for the possibility of doubt. And if you have room for the possibility of doubt, then obviously that doubt is going to be perpetuated into reality, which is going to prevent it from being expressed. But when I say believe or belief, I'm talking about in the realm of knowing that it is already there, that you already have it, that it is already coming. Boom. That is every single lie you have been sold about manifestation. Have a good one.